and gentlemen, it's time to use 3 rounds of the Crown Wars 138-pound bout. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 138 pounds. Fighting out of Team KF, presenting Taka Mhandu. That is a making his way to the Crown Wars cage, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in at 138 pounds. Fighting out of SBG Tallaght, presenting Mullen.
Dave Roach in the corner of young Shane Mullen here, so this has all the makings of a fantastic fight, Noel O'Keefe.
No need to adjust your set. Mhandu is 6'2", taking on the 5'9". Mullen, a very experienced Muay Thai style fighter, trains out of Joshua.
It may be 1-1 in his mixed martial arts career, but Shane Mullen has a 7-2 compiled K1 and Thai boxing record, holding an ISKA title.
We're talking about teams. Mullen trains with Blaine O'Driscoll, James Gallagher and Brad Katona as his main sparring partners leading into this. Taka just landed a nice right hand.
Taka nice and calm, just light on his feet.
At the moment, Mullen just thrown out that jab as a feint just to see how Taka reacts. With them long limbs, he'll kick you from across the cage.
Shane Mullen looking low as if to give the impression to go high.
A long right hand again. By he dropped down! He's had success with it and drops Mullen!
Beautiful pinpoint shot from Taka, and the claws are out right now from the cat.
He took the direct route right down the line, Phil. A beautiful long right hand. Mullen almost felt he was out of range, but he was right at the end of the shot by Taka. What can he do from the bottom? Mullen trying to get back up, turn around, but getting the tax of heavy shots being landed here. Mullen in survival mode at the moment.
He's doing the right thing though. He's trying to clinch up to get his breath back. But again, just look at the distance management there from Taka. It just slips out perfectly.
And Mullen just standing in that southpaw position, so he's open to that big counter right hand. He tries to throw the left of his own there, Phil.
He's in the danger zone right now.
And Taka's just got to be careful that he doesn't abandon. After the success, you will see a lot of young fighters, they get carried away by it and throw the game plan out. Now, I know Chris Fields won't allow that in his corner. Mullen gets the takedown. Half caught the kick and pulled it, and let's see what Shane Mullen can offer on top, right in front of his head coach, Dave Roach.
Trying to establish a little bit of positional control, but Taka doing the right thing by getting his back to the cage, and he's going to try and use that to wall walk. Needs to clamp down on that whizzer, but he's leaving himself exposed to some heavy shots from Shane Mullen right now.
Mullen has done well to turn this round around, Phil. It was very close looking to the end with that beautiful right hand, so credit to the young man from SBG Tallaght.
He's landing knees at will right now. The beautiful thing about those knees to the thighs is that it takes that pop out of the step. That'll stop Taka being so elusive with his movement.
Takes away that opportunity of range shots from Taka as well, keeping him in close body lock. As you said, Phil, hammering the knees into the thighs, looking to slow the big man down.
Taka doing the right thing by digging in for an underhook here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him separate and land his shots that he's been so successful with.
Mullen just trying to knee tap just to make Taka aware of the takedown.
Right in front of us here in commentary position.
Beautiful knee, nice accuracy there. That might have taken away a breath of air from the lungs of young Shane Mullen.
Taka doing the right thing by pulling up the arms of Shane Mullen so that he can't get that purchase for the takedown. And creating just enough space to perhaps throw a knee. Wow, what a first round, Noel O'Keefe.
Excellent first round. You obviously have to look at Mhandu landed that big right hand. He'd thrown it on a couple of occasions before that, and the success was there, so it was highlighted with that big knockdown. But you got to give credit, Phil, to Shane Mullen. He survived that danger, turned around, got back up, and was putting the pressure on Taka up against the cage. As well, the SBG Tallaght were given Mullen. I'm sure they're saying, right, you turned around, the momentum has swung back again, we're back in this fight, we may have lost that first round, but there's still 2 to go. That's probably the approach to take.
I don't think he's in a position where he can let Taka settle into his distance, can settle into his cadence, his flow. I'd like to see him put the pressure on him a little bit more.
Switch of stance by Mullen. He sort of thrown that feint for the low leg kick as well. The long dexterity of Taka allowing him to land jabs that you just think you're out of range. Mullen out of it that time. Taka has a head kick knockout on his CV as well. So what he can do with his hands, he can put you asleep with his feet as well. But Mullen is certainly fainting and giving different looks to Taka, changing stance regularly.
He's disguising that straight shot down the middle beautifully.
That looks to be the tactic, just catch the kick of Taka and then counter. That was a beautiful body shot landed. No tell on the face from Taka from the shot, but you would imagine that was a tough one to take.
That's catching that kick again and initiating the clinch. I think that's very smart work from Shane Mullen.
Take the reach out. He can't use his reach when you have him tied up against the cage. Nice knee on the inside, but it's Shane Mullen who's pressuring Mhandu up against the cage.
Taka was momentarily trying to get that knee shield in to create a little bit of distance. You see him splitting his base there. Very intelligent work. But Mullen really trying to dig in for that underhook on the other side as well.
One thing you'll say about Team KF is they're not just building fighters out there, they're building characters. And Taka is illustrating this. He's staying calm in this position, not rushed. For such a young fighter, he's staying calm in this position, although it's Mullen leaning all his mass in on him right now. He's waiting for the opportunity, but a good body lock, although he's got one under.
That's a vice-like grip from Shane Mullen there. I would have liked to see him try and triple leg. But again, that's a lot easier said than done from our position here in commentary, Noel.
And now it's Taka who has now turned and looking to land knees of his own. Some payback for Shane Mullen, perhaps.
He's got those double underhooks.
Looks for the trip, yeah.
I'd like to see him change levels just as he's done there, in on the single, perhaps to a high crotch.
I like what Shane Mullen is doing there, though. As soon as Taka went down for the single, he started peppering him with short shots, but they're all, you know, to keep him on his toes. I'm not going to give you that leg or give you that takedown for free. Have some shots for that. But a grueling second round. Both fighters really trying to...
Nice head control there from Taka.
Dictate where the fight takes place, and at the moment it's Taka putting Mullen up against the cage, and it was Mullen who initiated this.
Now, we've seen just how competent the wrestling of Taka is in his previous fight against Patrick Dorn. Coming in against a very dangerous striker, he was able to switch the fight around and use his wrestling, showing that he's becoming a very well-rounded mixed martial artist.
His corner just screaming for the takedown. That may solidify the round, but this is a tough one to call from the judges. Both have had their moments in this clinch position up against the cage. It's the end of the second, Phil. Tough round to call, though.
Incredibly tough round to call. Both men were in the clinch and traded positions, but what was really telling and what I think will be the point that the judges will be looking at in that round is the shots that were telling him to fake the leg kicks and go up top, switch with the legs, give the feints, give Shane Mullen something to think about downstairs and then go upstairs.
Shane Mullen was throwing a lot of feints in the first two rounds as well with his kicks. I expect him to open the well here and start throwing them kicks. But it's Taka who opens up with the kick.
Inside leg kick again from Shane Mullen.
Done well to get off the centre line because that right piston was coming straight back at him. Got the head off centre line. It wasn't there when Taka threw.
Shane Mullen again initiates the clinch. Good sprawl from Taka.
Potential
Maybe another guillotine.
Yep.
But with both fighters at this stage being incredibly slippery, that's going to be very difficult to get any purchase on.
But good to show that threat as well, Phil. As in, you're not going to take me down without me attempting something on you.
Both men trading positions here.
We go back much like the second half of the first round and all of the second round. We're in trading places up against the cage. And really is dependent on what are the judges seeing. Mullen jumps for his guillotine himself.
Taka defends appropriately. Goes 2-on-1 in the arm, tries to straighten up his head. Good awareness by both fighters, by Shane Mullen to be able to grab that neck, and then by Taka being able to defend.
Mullen's got to watch his back just as he was turning there, Phil. He doesn't. Chris Field just talking for underhooking. Go for that leg.
Taka needs to be wary of not giving Shane enough space to creep out the back, just as he's done. Nice kick to the body on the break there from Shane Mullen.
A looping left hook there by Mullen as well. And all of a sudden now it's taking place in boxing range that Mullen is inside and he can land a shot when Taka's landing, and he's starting to pepper to the body with kicks. Goes up high this time. Taka tries to chop the standing leg, but Mullen starting to get comfortable in range here. Nice inside leg kick.
He's working well with those leg kicks. He goes inside, he goes outside. He's keeping Taka guessing with him. Nice head movement from Shane Mullen. And a knee to the body.
Ducks under and throws a looping left hook. He's had success with that a couple of times. Not a lot on them, Phil, but they're landing.
The shots of Taka coming slightly more laboured.
Mullen does look the fresher of the two. Light on his feet. Stepping in with a hook again. It's a looping hook, sort of coming over the guard of Taka. Taka goes to the body and that stiff jab. But you can see, I think both fighters realise this is a close fight.
Does that leg kick work again?
That left head kick was just off range as well. Taka got the arm up the block.
Both men now trying to land a telling blow to earmark it, and spinning back kick attempt from Shane Mullen.
And Mullen trying to use the footwork and feints again. That right hand lands this time by Taka. Looks for the shovel uppercut. Nobody home though.
Shane Mullen initiating the clinch there. If he were to score a takedown in this round, it could be absolutely pivotal.
It's really going to come on. You know, the first round, as silly as it sounds, that could be the deciding factor here.
Yeah.
That could still be in the judge's mind when they're writing the scores down on their piece of paper. 10-second clapper is gone, and to be a judge, Phil Campbell.
Incredibly close fight. We've seen both fighters have moments where they were in the ascendancy. Perhaps it were the knees and the clinch from Taka. But then we've seen Shane Mullen using those leg kicks to devastating effect, going inside, outside. Then Taka turns it around again with that striking, finding a home for that right hand. Incredibly difficult fight to call.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both fighters. And the 3 rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecards. Judge number 1 has scored his bout 29-28, Mhandu. Judge number 2 has scored his bout 29-28, Mullen. Judge number 3 has scored his bout